All right, welcome back into Unimportant Viewpoint with Nate and Luke. So, Nate, we're going to do a little week wrap-up. So,
hell yeah.
What'd you have go on this week? Let me guess, you worked.
I worked.
Is that all you're going to say this time?
Pretty much, yeah. I could leave it at that. But I will not. I'll keep going. I'll keep talking. Yeah, I worked, and then work is really awful right now because we're about to get a week off. It's shutdown time, baby.
Yes, it is.
Let's not be there.
Yes.
So I got the shutdownitis real bad. I'm itching to get out of there.
Oh, everybody is.
Oh my gosh,
I just
dude.
hope that everybody's not so ready to get out that they screw up so bad that it screws us on any given
you
night.
know what's gonna happen. It started tonight. It's gonna be worse tomorrow and worse the next day.
I don't think it started tonight. I think that was something entirely different. But
who cares? But yeah, shutdown. We're gonna go out of town for a couple of days. See my nieces and my nephew. Hang out with them.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the beach.
You would be a beach. Where are you going?
Panama City Beach.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Have they never been to the beach before?
My son has. My daughter hasn't, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, my son's been twice.
Hell yeah.
I think he's been twice. I'm pretty sure he went really second guessing myself. Oh, because I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah,
because
here we
guess
go.
what? My son has been through 3 4th of Julys.
Oh my god.
Nate made me question it, but he has been through 3. He wasn't a year old yet when he went through the first one. Then he was a year old when he went through the second one, and he's 2 years old now. So that's how that works.
The math ain't mathin', but that's fine. I believe you. We'll go with whatever you say. And
it's because he went the first 4th of July. He was technically 0. He wasn't 1 yet. That's why you're skipping the 0 and automatically starting at 1.
I don't know how kids work, man.
But anyways, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you were right. So good for you.
Yeah,
I'm glad you feel better. But yeah, that's all I got. I gamed on my laptop this weekend.
Yes,
that was fun.
Yeah,
I feel like a little gamer nerd.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad you did because at least you did something.
I got my money's worth, bro. You know what I played?
I don't know about money's worth, but what?
I played an old football game, college football, because I'm ready, bro.
I'm kind of a little bit jealous of it.
Dude, it's dope.
Because, I don't even know why I'm, so excited. Because I don't, I watch college football, but I only watch UK college football.
Which is bad football, but...
So...
Go on.
Whatever.
I mean...
Anyways, and so... I don't know why I really care, because I don't watch the NFL at all, or...
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, I do, occasionally, but not,
all the Kentucky players that make it, which are, none.
You're so stupid. Anyways, so, yeah. I am kind of... Dude, I am hyped for whenever the actual new one comes out.
Dude, me too. I'll be playing a lot of that.
Yeah.
That's a day one purchase.
I think the difference for me, as far as the game goes, is that it feels cooler to, run a college team than it does to run, you know what I'm saying?
Because
you're,
1,000,000%,
recruiting and, all that
fun.
stuff.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's just, there's more, it's different things, but more,
Madden ain't shit.
Yeah.
Madden's never been shit. College football's always been supreme.
Yeah.
So, it's been gone for a long time.
Hopefully
it's coming back.
Don't fuck it up.
And they probably will, but you know what? It's fine.
Everybody's going to be so salty.
Everyone will be salty. They have a lot of pressure, but, it's going to make a shit ton of money. They don't really care.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. I'm hyped for it.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I got, bub.
I am pretty hyped for it, too, when it finally gets here. I actually didn't have a ton of stuff. Me and my wife actually watched some movies.
Yeah, you did.
This weekend. Well, actually, technically, we only watched, I think, one together. But we watched it. I watched a lot of movies. That's why I say that. But
Me too.
She watched just one with me. And we actually finished it in 2 sittings, and it was a long movie. So that's kind of impressive.
Yeah, which one was it?
We almost went through Interstellar.
Oh, yeah, that is a long movie.
We almost did it in one, but it got so late, and we needed to get our kids in bed, and they were still awake.
You needed your brain for that too.
So I mean, we were fine. It was just that we didn't want to keep them up any longer.
Yeah.
So we finally had to like call it quits on it the first night, and then we finished it that next morning. But anyways, so I'm pretty sure it was while we were watching that movie, my wife pauses the movie, and then she's like, Jared got hit in the parking lot today.
Oh my God.
And Jared's her brother got hit by a car in the parking lot today, is what she tells me.
Poor Jared.
And I'm like, what? And she like, he got hit in the parking lot by a car today. And she doesn't give me any information. Like, none.
What else do you need to know?
I'm like digging to figure out, like, I didn't know if he was okay. Like, was he in the hospital? Or did he barely get hit?
Minor details, bro.
Or like, she didn't give me anything. Dude, nothing. And I'm like over there in my head, like thinking like what's going on?
Yeah,
like I'm like kind of like halfway freaking, not really freaking out, but like in the way she said it was almost like she was kind of freaking out too, or that's the way my brain interpreted it. And I'm like, where's the more information? And I literally had to ask like a bunch of questions, and finally it got the answers that he got hit, but I don't think he like got fully hit. Like he got hit by like a side mirror in like the side of the car, and it spun him.
Oh gosh.
And like made him fall. But like, and he was okay.
Is he good?
He said he was sore and stuff, but he was fine other than that. And I'm like, you couldn't have like led with that, like, hey, just so you know, he's okay, but Jerry got hit. Listen, you know what I mean? Like anything to like.
She was watching a movie,
bro. That was like the worst way.
She told you what you needed to know.
Yeah, whatever.
So moving on.
Worst way to reveal that your brother got hit by a car ever.
Jenna was fine.
No. Anyways, so yeah, so that happened, and then Sunday she tells us she wants to. She says like, let's give you and Liam haircuts, and so I go first. She cuts my hair, and then Liam goes second, and she couldn't remember what guard she used the last time when she did it. And so she was like, let's just go with one. She was like, I want to say it might have been one. So she put a one on.
It's pretty short.
On the
pretty short.
On the trimmer, and she cuts it, and it's like short.
Yeah, you got to go
super short.
You got to go bigger and then work your way down. If you don't know.
Super short.
You can't start with one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she said later on too. She was like, "Man, I should have started with like 3 or 4,
you can always go shorter.
Go a little bit shorter."
That's fine.
But the only thing that's sketchy about that is like if you start at like a 4 and you want to go a little bit lower, but not a lot, and you go with a 3, like it's hard to tell where you've been and where you haven't been. You know what I mean? So you end up like having like a potential of having hair that's longer in places.
He's a kid. Who cares, man? I had a bowl cut for a long time. Well,
that's the thing too. Like she gave him a 1, but like it's all right.
He'll
He's
be
a little
fine.
kid.
You don't know any better.
It does suck because we're going on vacation, so we're gonna have to really watch his head on vacation because we're gonna be in the sun.
Get him a bucket hat.
He's gonna have to have a hat on a lot of times and make sure we get sunscreen on him, his head and stuff a lot.
You set him up for failure.
But she gave him that haircut, and then Monday she took him to her parents because her dad watches them, and as soon as she gets there, her mom said, "Oh my gosh, he looks like a St. Jude patient."
Oh my god, that's awful. Why would you say that?
But I think it's partially like he looks cute with it, but like partially I think it was like the shock of like his hair's that short.
Sure, yeah.
And like after she said it, I mean, he kind of does. I mean, it is what it like. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the cancer St. Jude patients, they have really short hair, and that's what it is. That's legitimately what his hair is. It's like really short, short haircut or whatever. But he looks cute with it, but it's just not what Jenna intended for his hair to look like at all.
Oh, Jenna.
But it's a good thing he's like a boy and not that she wasn't like trimming up our daughter's hair or something and screwed that up.
I hope she's not giving your daughter a buzz. Well, she can actually. Give her daughter a buzz cut. It's fine.
Well, I know like some people like when their kids are younger, like you know how like they'll develop like spots where it's bald from like.
I don't know.
Which my daughter doesn't have that problem now because she's not like laying around all the time.
Yeah.
But kids will develop like
bald spots.
Bald spots from where they're like laying like because they can't move, like they're just laying on the ground with their head on the ground.
Maybe that's why I went bald. I bet that's probably how I started going bald. I lay around a lot.
I don't think nowadays. Yeah, that probably is how you.
I'm pretty lazy now.
But anyway, so like a lot of times, like some people will like trim up the rest of their hair too, even if it's little, just to where it's not like an obvious like super big bald spot, you know. But anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hell yeah.
That's all that pretty much happened as far as as usual, everything happened in the weekend, and then which I'm gonna be busy the next couple of days getting ready for vacation because like I've got a lot of stuff I need to get done before. I haven't even packed yet, so I've got to pack at some point.
I mean, yeah, you got a couple of days still done, bub. Like,
I know, but I've got to mow our yard. I haven't mowed our yard yet.
I gotta do that.
I gotta pack
at some point.
I've got to, and we're leaving like first thing when I get home.
Oh, you leaving straight away?
On our last day of work. As soon as I get home, I'm waking them up and we're heading out. So like, I've only got a few more opportunities because I got to sleep too, obviously. Because I still got to work.
And then we're doing this thing today.
Yeah.
So, ain't doing nothing today.
Yep. Had to squeeze it in. Well, I'll probably do some when I wake up today, or however. Working night shifts. So,
it's so dumb.
It's just so messy.
When we wake up, it's tomorrow.
About it.
Tomorrow is when we wake up.
Yeah. So when I wake up tomorrow,
there you go.
I'm gonna do something.
Be productive.
A little bit before I go to work.
Yeah.
Because I got to make sure our dishes are done. Make sure our laundry's all done. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to leave like dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Or dirty dishes.
I'm glad I have Saturday to do all that shit. So
yeah. So yeah, we're not gonna have any time. So I might can do like maybe a little bit of like last second stuff. But
just call into work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No, not gonna happen. But anyways, that's pretty much it as far as my week went. So we're going to go ahead and move on to anything we're nerding about. So I'm pretty sure you've got a little bit of...
I do. So I mentioned I was watching The Bear a couple episodes ago, I think. I watched like 50 movies this week. But in between that, I finished the rest of The Bear. It's a great fucking show, dude. Like, season 1's fantastic, and in season 2, raised the bar.
Yeah.
Crush it out of the park. Like, it's so good.
Ever since you said that about that show or whatever, I see it all the time.
Dude, it's good.
And maybe I would, like, I'm not trying to say, like, stuff is hearing it, because maybe I was seeing it anyways. And
but also, it just came out, so.
That's true,
it's being heavily promoted.
But yeah, I've seen that, like, everywhere.
Dude.
So I've actually seen, like, the preview of kind of, like, what it is, so.
I think you would love it, because there are some episodes where it's just chaos the whole time.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. But... I have a problem. I fucking hate Hulu.
Okay.
Hulu is a joke.
Why?
Okay, so I don't pay for the premium for Hulu because like I'm not doing that.
I don't either. So you have to watch all the ads
stupid commercials, which are fine. Like I get it.
Yeah.
I'm a cheap skate. Like I'm not. It's fine. I can watch commercials.
Yeah.
But The Bear, like the way it's shot and the way it's like sequenced,
the ads are in.
They're in the worst spots, dude. It's fucking awful. They choose the most obnoxious times to cut to a commercial. Like, in one of the episodes, the main character is having a breakdown. It stopped right in the middle of the breakdown. You watch a dumb insurance ad. It's all funny and trying to be cute. And then you're back into him having a breakdown. It's like, you took me right out of it.
So is it a Hulu exclusive show? Like,
no, it's on FX.
That's probably when...
But there's
don't they put the ads in where the normal ads
I don't know. I would think so.
In it like an FX show?
It does. I don't know. It did not flow throughout the show.
I don't know about with that, but I know me and my wife watched Castle.
You would
on Hulu, and the ads were always like at the normal if we had been watching it on TV, the ads would have happened at that exact same time.
It didn't feel like it to me.
But maybe they just do it weird in that show.
So the other instance that was fucking obnoxious. In the end of season 1, there's an episode. The last like 15 or 20 minutes is a continuous long shot. Like there's no cutting. The camera's just following the characters throughout. There's no cutting at all. There was like 3 commercial breaks during this long shot. Like there's no way that was their plan. Because they did a long shot for the reason. They're not going to cut the commercial for that.
How long was it?
It was at least 15 minutes. I think. Don't quote me on that, but it was a long.
If it was only 15 minutes and it had 3 ads in
there was a cut, like.
Then, yeah, that's crazy.
And that, it takes you right out of it, bro.
Maybe.
I fucking hate Hulu. Yeah. I was getting real grumpy.
I mean, I don't know. They probably do throw some ads in places that aren't normal. You know what the best thing is? This is kind of a little bit off topic, but it's in the same ballpark. But this is like...
Sure.
Is whenever you're watching it or whatever, and then, like, it does, like, no ads, basically. Like, it'll act like it's going to go to an ad, and then it'll be like... Jump right back into the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like when you get to like somehow skip the ad, or like the whole episode's basically ad free, and you're like, score ad free episode.
It's like, this is great. This is how life should be.
Yeah.
I don't want no fucking commercials in my shows.
But like you said, I ain't paying the extra for it.
No, it's
somebody was telling me
bro.
that like they were like, oh, I can't take it. There's no way. But I'm like, dude, I'm not spending. If they're giving me the option, I'm not spending the extra money just to avoid like. They're not that bad. Like it's not like watching it. It's not like watching it on TV though. I don't think it feels like the ads aren't as long.
They're not
commercials.
It's only a minute 30 on Hulu.
Yeah,
but there's so many though. Like
I don't know.
Maybe in a 40-minute episode, there was like 5 commercial breaks. It don't feel right to me. But also, I don't really know. But I fucking hate Hulu. But watch The Bear. It's great. What a great show.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because you have been. But like I said, I'll have to wait until it's actually. Hopefully, I remember.
And honestly, pay for premium, watch The Bear, and then cancel it. It's worth it to watch in premium.
Oh, that's pretty funny. So I have a couple things I'm nerding out about. One of them's like kind of what I'd already, or both of them technically, are stuff I've already talked about, nerding out about. But my wife. This past Christmas, she bought me, I think it was Christmas.
Yeah,
it was, right? Yeah. Okay. This past Christmas, I'm pretty sure it was. But this past Christmas, she bought me a whiskey making kit for Christmas. And so the first one I made was a coffee and chocolate whiskey. And in the little instruction manual, it tells you so basically what this whiskey making kit is it gives you 3 different wood chips and then like 6 maybe 8 different spices / flavoring type stuff like orange peels or cinnamon, like stuff like that, for example, or coffee and chocolate, like I said the first one was. And so I opened the booklet and it said what you do is you take basically an unaged whiskey, or it said you can use a vodka.
That would be even worse than what you did.
You can take a vodka that's a wheat-based vodka and use it, and it works the same way.
Mm.
Well, on the first one, I couldn't find an unaged bourbon or whiskey.
Yeah.
And so the only thing I could find was a wheat-based vodka. So I bought that, and I made the first one, and I made coffee and chocolate. Wrong base alcohol.
It was rough.
It was the wrong base alcohol.
It hurt to drink.
It was so bad.
Yep, not a fan.
Yeah, it's still in my refrigerator. I have not finished it.
Throw that shit out, bro.
No, so what I do is if I have somebody that hasn't tried it, I'll be like, hey, do you want to try it? Because I have had people say that oh, that's actually pretty good.
Really?
Well, I mean, yeah, because I'm
not a bourbon guy, so really.
But you know what I mean, that. It's gonna hit somebody's taste buds in a good way.
They need some help if it hits their taste buds.
So I'll let people try it.
Yeah.
So I made a coffee, chocolate, not good. So the other day, I finally, I don't know, maybe a month ago, found a unaged whiskey to use as the base, because I have that vodka still. I'm not using it for that.
No, that.
It was so bad. It for me, anyways, it was so horrible. So I aged it.
Yeah.
In wood chips, and I did orange and cinnamon.
Was it good?
For the flavoring. Too much cinnamon, I think. It was loads better than the first one.
Yeah.
But I basically almost made a orange flavored Fireball. It's not as cinnamon, like it's not as cinnamony as Fireball. It's not as bad as Fireball, like as far as the cinnamon goes.
Yeah.
But it gives me like hints of Fireball with a little bit of orange. So I put too much cinnamon in it, which is kind of disappointing because I think it would have been really good.
Yeah.
If I had halved, like I put equal parts orange and equal parts cinnamon. If I had half the cinnamon,
yeah, I can see that.
I think it would have been better. But it is like a ton better, so I can see how it'll be good in the future. My next one, I think I'm going to do chai. I don't know what I'm going to do it with, but
my husband, I bought him one cause after we saw yours, I copied off you, and he made a chai something. I haven't tried it because I don't really care for bourbon.
Yeah,
but he said he really liked it. He said it was good.
Yeah,
I don't know what flavor he did with chai, but
yeah, I think I'm going to do chai with something. I thought on the orange and cinnamon, I thought about doing chai with it too.
That would be good.
But after I didn't really know what chai tasted like 100%.
I love chai.
But my wife got me a chai latte to try so I could know what the flavoring is, so I could come up with an idea of what I want to do with it. And I don't know if I would want to do orange with it. It just doesn't. It's like what it reminds me of. The chai reminds me of like a ginger snap cookie.
Yep.
And I just don't know if I don't know if I would like.
I could see it being paired. I'm not an orange guy, but
yeah. I mean, I think it could be, but I just don't know if I would like it.
Chai and cinnamon though would hit.
Yeah, you think so?
Yep. Chai and coffee would probably hit too.
That actually probably would be.
Chai and coffee, because
that would be good because
when I get a chai tea latte,
that's pretty much a chai tea latte.
Yeah, I get espresso with I get extra shot in mine.
But that's actually probably not. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Because when I made the coffee and chocolate one, they said that like some of them you can like toast it before you put it in, and it like enhances the flavor. So I toasted the coffee when I did the coffee and chocolate to make the coffee like.
Well,
I think I even did the chocolate too. I think I toasted both of them.
If you did that with not the vodka, it would be good.
The same one and just do chai instead of chocolate, basically.
Well, even just coffee and chocolate together.
Yeah,
just not use the vodka base.
I think you're right. I think that would have been. I think it would have been.
I think the vodka really tanked that one.
Yeah,
it had no chance.
Yeah,
because the vodka was not good.
But so that's. I just finished it this past weekend. Aging it and stuff. And like
it takes a while to.
So I tried it. Yeah. So basically, what it is, it's basically the same thing as if they were aging it in a barrel, but because you're doing it in such a small sample size, you don't have to have as much wood, so you don't have to have like an entire barrel, and it doesn't have to take as long. So it takes about, I mean, you're talking about if you're aging a barrel of bourbon, that's a long, long time.
Yeah.
This only takes 4 weeks. That you can actually technically do it less than that.
Really?
They say you can do 2 to 4 weeks is what they recommend. But a lot of they have a couple recipes in there. That was the chocolate coffee one. I followed the chocolate coffee recipe for the first one because I wanted to do one that at least was a good idea.
Or you gotta test the waters for you.
Yeah. So they had a couple recipes in there, and that they all aged them 4 weeks. So that's just what I
feel like we did 4.
That's what I've been doing is just 4 weeks. And plus, after a couple weeks, it's not. I mean, it changes from a clear liquor to like a smoky or whatever you want to call it liquor pretty quickly. But 2 weeks, it's not very.
No.
It's not very dark yet, so
it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'd go by whenever. So at 4 weeks, it looked a lot better. So that's what I've been sticking with.
Yeah.
But the other thing I'm nerding out about is UK basketball is back.
It's every year.
So they're playing in the Global Jam this week.
Yep,
and last night they beat Germany by 8, but they were up by more than that at in the fourth quarter. Germany kind of came back a little bit.
Go Germany.
Broke into it a little bit. I cannot believe you would cheer for another country.
Against Kentucky, yeah.
It's not against Kentucky. They're representing the United States of
Why
America.
do they get to represent it?
Baylor did last year.
How do they decide that?
I don't know. I guess the powers that be in the United
July 4th
States
is over.
athletics.
July 4th is over. I don't have to represent America.
Well, whatever. Anyways,
I'm rooting for any other country that plays Kentucky.
So they're representing America in that, and they won their first game. So
they did look good, though.
Yeah, I'm excited. The only thing that sucks is that like literally we've only got 2 what I would classify as centers on our roster. We've got like 1 4 on the roster, other than like a power forward.
Yeah.
Other than the 2 centers, and literally one of them had hurt his foot like during high school AAU, like, or not like AAU, but like the McDonald's All-American games, like those.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have even been in the McDonald's All-American game, but he injured his foot, so he's been out and like healing and stuff. And then during their scrimmage on Tuesday, our actual like center that was already there rolled his ankle. So he's out the entire time. So we're not really going to get to see like
it's the summer, bro.
What it looks like, though. You know what I mean? Well, the thing is that like last year he didn't play very much. And so like it was kind of going to be an opportunity to see if like he actually like grew as a basketball player and stuff, and like get an idea of how good he's going to be. Now it's like question mark going into the season. But it is what it is.
It'll be fine,
but it is fun having UK back, you know, so
it's not fun for me, but whatever, bro.
Whatever. I hate you.
That Wagner kid looks good, though.
Bro, there's a few that I'm like
you might beat us this year, actually. You might finally turn the table.
You beat us one time, and
by
you
like
think,
30, though.
You think that like you're suddenly the basketball
we
gods
fucking smoked
over there
you
in Missouri.
We smoked you, bro.
Yeah, well,
I watched the highlights of that game the other day because
you literally. You got to take in consideration too, though, that was like when we were at the
here they come.
That was the bottom of that season. Like we were so bad at that point, like so bad.
We would have beat you if we played again too.
We were the worst, like so bad at that point.
We would have if we would have not lost in the tournament game. We would have fucking played you again
and beat you again. Get the fuck over it.
But y'all ain't shit, so
yeah, whatever. But anyway, so. Cool. We'll move on to more sports-related stuff because
dude, there's a lot
of our news topics are sports-related this week.
Go sports.
So, shout out to my wife, by the way, because she almost fell asleep whenever we started talking about racing and sports in the last episode.
I did too, and I was part of that conversation.
So she's definitely gonna love all this.
Oh my gosh, sorry, Jenna.
So. We're going to start by talking about the hazing that happened at Northwestern football.
Dude, it's crazy.
I haven't actually heard a lot about this. I heard a little bit on ESPN radio, and then like obviously looked it up some. So I'm going to let you kind of talk about it because you probably have more info on it than I do.
I have more, but it's not enough. But yeah, Northwestern, not a powerhouse football school.
Yeah, no.
They're like an academic institution. Their coach has been there for a while.
Like 15 years, I think.
And he's one of those coaches he was gonna be there until he retired.
Yeah.
Because if you have any kind of success with these schools like Vanderbilt, Stanford, Northwestern, if you have any kind of success, like they're not getting rid of you.
Yeah.
So it's really crazy to see like. And this guy, he's like a stand-up guy. He's like an All-American type dude.
Well, the thing is also like it's Northwestern. They're in is it Big Ten?
Big Ten.
So they're in like an actual like Power 5 conference, and they're like the holier than thou school.
Yep.
So like they talking, all kinds of crap on these other schools and like how
because
they're better than them, and then this comes out.
This shit and it's just bad. And then more, like, every day, more things are coming out. Like, there's some racist stuff that's going on.
So the thing I saw, basically, they are trying to say that, like, the coach might not have known, but, like...
There's no way, dude.
It was, like, widespread and known by, like, a lot of people that it was happening, and, like, he should have known, and that's kind of the reason why he got fired. But I'm like, if it's as widespread, like, known... that this was happening. There's no freaking way that coach did not know it. And apparently, I guess like some of the assistant coaches and stuff were like participating and allowing it and participating in it.
So even if as a head coach you don't know, somehow you don't, that flies under your radar, but your coaches are participating, like, you're responsible for that.
Well, he's responsible no
like
matter
there's
what.
no way
even
around
if he didn't
it.
know, but like, he's responsible for the fact that he didn't know. Like, he should know.
You should
know.
It's
the same way as like Patino back whenever they had that whole Hooker Gate scandal crap happening.
Yeah, dude.
Like, okay, that's fine. You can pretend like you didn't know. Maybe you really didn't. But that's on you for not knowing. Like, you should have known.
Yep, absolutely.
That shit was happening.
It's
the same way as him. Like, maybe he didn't know, and like, hopefully he didn't know, and like, he's not like a scummy dude that like had that happening. But
I don't know, man.
But at the same time, like, you should know.
You should know. You're
There's no way that crap can be happening, and you basically have to just be turning your back to it and ignoring it for you to not know.
Yep.
That's the
I
part
agree. And then, like, something came out earlier today. A student manager from, like, a couple of years ago, he was with the team for, like, 5 years. He said that there's no way Fitzgerald was a part of this. There's no way the hazing allegations are true. He was like, Fitzgerald has a meeting with every player, like, every week, sometime. He's saying if anybody had a hazing issue, they would have brought it up to him. He would have taken care of it, blah, blah, blah. And then people investigated that guy, and so he was part of this really racist, like, fraternity. Like, they had this really big racist scandal while he was there. So it's a total shitstorm for Northwestern. Like, the story keeps getting worse and worse, and it's wild, bro.
Yeah. And to go from wild story to another freaking wild story, and it just keeps getting worse. We have a little bit of basketball player versus actor, pop star.
This is my favorite combo ever. Yeah, I'm here for it. Although,
we had the Wemby versus Britney
Team Britney
that happened over this past week. So Wemby's we've talked about him before. He got drafted into the NBA this year.
He's a freaking.
He was in Vegas, and apparently Britney came up and was tapping him on the shoulder, trying to get his attention because I guess she was wanting a picture or whatever. Well, he doesn't really even pay attention to her, but then the security guard smacks her hand, and she ends up smacking herself in the face.
How dare he?
So
jail forever.
Everyone freaks out and's like, Wemby's security guards smacked Britney Spears.
He did.
Assaulted her.
He did.
And so then Wemby comes out afterwards and is like, somebody came up behind me and grabbed me. And so the security guards were trying to he's like, I don't know exactly what happened after that, but the security guards got them off me.
Sure.
And I just went on my way. And then the video comes out.
She did not grab him.
She did not grab him.
She did not lie about it.
She literally just tapped him.
Yep.
So then everybody's like, oh, Britney's in the right. Screw Wemby. Then you watch the video from angles, and the security guard doesn't even smack Britney. So everybody's saying the security guard assaulted Britney, but literally all he does is push her hand away, and she smacks herself.
I didn't watch that video, and I'm not going to either.
So
that did not happen.
That was a whole thing in which basically Wemby, welcome to America.
Yeah, sorry. You've had a weird couple of weeks here.
What a weird scenario. Yeah. And then he played like shit his first summer league game, but it's probably because he was so hung up on the Britney situation.
He should have said hi to fucking a national treasure.
Yeah, fuck Britney Spears.
First of all, fuck you. Hashtag Britney's free. Hashtag that's my fucking queen.
You have too many queens.
That's what I do.
And then our last news topic, I don't know if Nate knows about this.
I do, unfortunately.
So, Jonah Hill, I guess, was
gross
dating a Instagram chick that surfs, but posts Instagram stuff. And I guess he gave her all kinds of stipulations on she can't post pictures on her Instagram in bikinis and
nasty behavior.
Don't hang out with other dudes and all kinds of stuff like that. And there's just
he's gross.
And what like that? What that blows my mind though. It's
also, you're Jonah Hill. Look in the mirror, bro.
That's exactly.
You cannot be. Why are you pulling these fucking models and Instagram? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I just that whole thing.
Choose your battle, bro.
I didn't understand because I'm like, bro, like, count your blessings
because now, like, you're good luck finding someone now.
Oh, he will. He's freaking
he's
famous
got
and
money.
rich. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's all
but
it takes in this
I'm
world.
good for that girl for like sticking up for herself and
that's how
her
she
thing.
makes her money, and that's her job, and that's what she does.
That's but even regardless of
like
that,
how in the fuck is she gonna surf without wearing a bikini?
I mean, if she truly loves Jonah Hill, she can wear a shirt, wear some fucking jeans out.
I mean, I guess she just doesn't post it on Instagram, but that's her whole
that's her fucking
life.
You have to though.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Scumbag.
I don't know what he thought was gonna occur out of that.
He's getting bit in the butt now.
But I don't even know why she like decided to come out with it. It's not recent. Like it's not even like a really recent relationship, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really know that much.
I'm glad she did though, because warning.
But that's the thing. Like, why do people think that like when they get in a relationship they can like
control?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like also, why is Jonah Hill trying to tell her not to surf and post Instagram pictures of her in a bikini when that's how he freaking found her?
Because if he found her, some guy hotter than him, which there are a lot of, could find her too.
Like, I don't know.
He's insecure. He's got some issues.
Yeah, that must be what it is. I mean, that's got to be what it is because I just don't understand.
I feel bad. He's been through a lot. Like, through his weight stuff, and then...
Yeah.
I don't know.
He has that show on Netflix. I haven't watched it, though. It's kind of like his life path thing or whatever, wasn't it?
I ain't watching it now.
Yeah, probably not. But, anyway, so... We're going to move on to our top 5 now.
And I'm hyped for it.
I am, too. Because we did something a little different this... We can actually, like, consume in a short-ish period of time.
Short?
Well, I mean, we did top 5 book series. Like, how are we going to read a bunch of book series of each other's before we talk about it? So, because it was movies and we actually could consume them in a decent amount of time, we actually watched each other so that we can talk about them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And give our honest opinion on them.
And I have some opinions on yours.
I have some opinions on
some of yours are not
good.
My list is no doubt better than yours.
We're yelling timber. So
shout out Kesha.
We're gonna go top 5 favorite movies.
Yeah, boy.
There's only one of yours that I didn't watch, and it's in your honorable mentions. So we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah, I didn't watch one of your honorable mentions.
So I tried, man, but
there's not enough time in the week.
If you hadn't changed, like added one later, I probably could have.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely could have because I watched the one that you changed, like you added later instead of the other one. So I might have could have made it, but I didn't allow myself enough time once you changed it. Like I ran out of time at that point.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we'll go ahead and jump in. I'll let you start with your honorable mentions because I think I started last week.
Okay. Yeah, I'll jump in. So my first honorable mention is my comfort food movie. It's what I put on when I just want to disassociate and laugh and cry and feel all my feelings. And it's Steel Magnolias.
Okay, on this one...
I feel bad for making you watch this one. I knew you would not like it.
It wasn't... So this is not the worst movie you put on here. So...
I hate you. I can't wait to fight you.
So, I didn't like it.
Yeah. It's not for you.
But there's a part of me that's, like, confused about how this is your comfort movie.
Why?
Because, like, first of all, to me, it's almost a plotless movie.
Yeah.
And I don't... I mean, it has a plot, but, like, what I'm saying is like, you're on this journey that it doesn't really feel like you ever get anywhere.
Well, yeah.
And...
Yeah.
It's like you're taking a peek into some people's lives.
It's a slice of life movie.
Yes,
I love those. Those are my jam.
I can't do it. But the bigger thing is that I don't see how this is your comfort movie because it's sad.
I love to cry.
It's literally the journey of basically a lady dying.
Yep, it's great.
And what's weird also is like it's a movie about the journey of a woman dying, but it's not like she's not really necessarily like the main. It doesn't really feel like she's necessarily the main character.
She's the driving force of the plot. She's not the main character.
And like I don't know, it's more about the relationship of the four,
of the ladies. Yeah,
is it 4?
Yep,
5. It's 5. It's a relationship of those 5 women.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Da, da, da. Yeah, 5. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more about the relationship of the 5 women.
Yeah.
And they're like being there for each other, I guess.
And also tearing each other down, like roasting each other.
Yes.
Did you not love that?
I loved
Weezer.
I loved the Weezer chick and like the scenes with the Weezer chick. Like anything great. She was in, like that she was good. Yeah. And I like the other lady too. I cannot think of her name.
I can't either. The one that owns the radio station.
Yes.
Yeah, she's great.
I loved her too.
Them two together are particularly fantastic.
Yeah, the one of the best scenes of the whole movie is whenever she's in the locker room. And she's like talking about the colors of the uniforms, and Weezer's like, nobody cares about the colors of the uniforms.
Yeah, it's so great, dude.
So,
also,
not a great movie.
No,
definitely not honorable mention worthy or top 5 worthy in my opinion. But it wasn't as bad as what I think you thought I was going to experience from it.
This movie it's for the girls, the gays, and the theys. It's not for straight people. It's not a straight people movie.
I mean, I don't know if I agree.
Straight man movie.
I don't know if I agree with that because I think if it had had more of like a, I think basically the only reason I didn't necessarily like it that much is what you said. It's like a slice of life movie.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean like if it had more of like a driving plot or like, you know what I mean? Like something that wasn't just the fact that these ladies were like going to be there for each other.
Dude.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah. There are so many like...
And I'm also just like, what the fuck? Like, who has diabetes so bad that they're like having like seizures and shit?
It was the 80s.
Is that a real thing?
It was back in the day. I don't fucking know.
I mean, maybe that's a real thing, and like, I'm sorry if it is. I just didn't know that was a thing. I was so confused by that when she first like started like having like seizures, and it turned out that she just had diabetes, and
she had to drink her juice,
and they were shoving orange juice down her throat. I'm like,
oh, she had to get that sugar out.
So confused by it,
dude.
But maybe that is a real thing. I don't know.
I don't know.
But the fact that she like, oh, by the way, definitely we're going to spoil these movies.
Oh yeah.
FYI. I don't have plans of not spoiling the movies.
No, they're hard to talk about without it.
So
we'll tell you the title before we start. So if you don't want to hear spoilers on it, just fast forward a couple.
Yeah.
A little bit. But last thing on Steel Magnolias, we've talked about it a lot. It's a great quotable movie. There's so many good quotes. The Sally Field monologue after her daughter dies, she's in the cemetery, like,
and she's like having a meltdown.
She goes through like the 7 stages of grief, all in one monologue.
Yeah.
Iconic. Like, it's so fucking good. Sally Field crushes. Dolly Parton crushes.
Oh, okay.
I know you disagree, and I fucking hate you for it.
Dolly Parton cannot act to save her life.
This is the second time you slandered her name on this podcast. I'm fucking tired of it.
Whatever. She can't act. I'm
tired of it.
She cannot act.
Bro.
Literally. So, here's the thing.
Shut up.
Me and Jenna watched Interstellar together.
Uh-huh.
Spoiler, that's going to be on somebody's list named Nate.
That's me.
But I gave her the options of at the time was the 3 movies I hadn't seen that were on your list. And obviously Steel Magnolias was one of them and Interstellar was one of them. And the thing Jenna said to me was, we're not watching Steel Magnolias because I am not watching Dolly Parton act.
Jenna! I was Team Jenna until just now.
So...
Cancel Jenna.
We watched Interstellar instead because of that.
Cancel Jenna.
Because I was going to watch them both no matter what. So it was more about like what she wanted to watch.
I'm disappointed. My heart is broken.
So, anyways, we'll move on because we're going to take forever.
Yeah, I'm going to speed through it because they're just... Yeah.
We're not speeding through some of this, though.
No, my honorable mentions I don't care about. Oh, I mean...
I do care about this next one you're gonna say.
Mean Girls.
Yes,
I love Mean Girls.
Love Mean Girls.
Good. Okay, good.
Love Mean
I'm glad
Girls.
you're
so
coming
in
back
high
to me.
school, like literally, that was the movie me and my friends like quoted.
Yep. Same.
So I had a friend that was like a really, really good friend that was a girl, and a really good friend, like as a group, the three of us would quote Mean Girls.
Hell yeah.
All the time.
Same.
And just that's just such a freaking good movie.
It's still a good fucking
and it's
movie,
so
too.
freaking hilarious. And I was so
good,
glad
bro.
you added that.
Yep.
It never would make my honorable mentions or my top
Definitely
5,
mine.
but it's so freaking funny
Yep.
and so good.
Yep.
So I'm glad you put that.
I
on
want to
there.
see the musical.
I was hyped for that.
I want to see the music. I love it. They might make another one, by the way. There's talks of it.
Another Mean Girls.
Yep, like a Mean
Did they
Girls
make-
sequel.
Well, didn't they make one Mean Girl, like a second Mean Girls, and it was?
I think
not,
that it was not good. We don't talk
so-
about that. Not real.
So, anyways,
But yeah, Mean Girls is great. The Prestige. I talked about it last week. The only reason it's not in my top 5 is because I've only watched it one time, and I need to watch it again to get my other perspective on it.
yeah,
Which you should still watch it.
this is the one I didn't watch.
Yeah, I want you to watch. This one's actually really good.
Okay. I plan on watching it, and that's kind of another reason why I like. Well, twofold. One of the movies. So I was down to 2 movies left: The Prestige, and then the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is in your top 5. So
Yeah.
I was like, I need to watch the one that says top 5 as opposed to the
Yeah.
one that's just in his honorable mentions. And then also the one in your top 5 was free to watch versus
Yep.
renting the other one. So I'm like,
You only had to bum my login
Definitely.
information.
well, first of all,
You need to start paying
you
for shit.
gave it to me because you were making me watch that movie.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I am so glad that that was the case because
Anyway, shut it.
we get there.
We'll get there. My last honorable mention, I added it like 10 minutes ago because I forgot about it.
and I was down with letting you add it.
Yeah, Mad Max Fury Road,
Yes,
fucking great. Tom
That's a-
Hardy,
that's a good movie.
Charlize Theron, like great.
Good movie. I
Great
mean,
film.
objectively a little weird, but
I like.
good
Yeah, it is
movie.
weird, but I'm here for it.
But like, yeah,
The world, the setting, the people in it, great.
just yeah. That I think that's the best, biggest takeaway, best part of that movie
Yep.
is like the I don't even know how to describe it,
Yeah.
but like the way it's filmed, I guess, or
The way it's-
whatever.
yep.
Like just the
Everything about it's such a
kinda-
good fucking movie, dude.
yeah.
Anyway, those are mine. So we're gonna.
It's as chaotic. The filming is as chaotic as the movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what are yours, buddy boy?
In my honorable mentions, I have Oblivion.
Good movie.
Good.
I
Okay.
liked it. So I had seen it. I watched it yesterday. I had already watched it, but I forgot literally everything that happened.
Yeah. So this movie is probably only in my honorable mentions because I haven't seen it in a while.
It holds
a
up.
hot minute.
It holds up pretty well.
And it honestly probably would be higher because at one point this was my favorite movie.
I
But
can
it's
see
been
that.
so long since I watched it that I'm like not 100%. I can't 100% remember everything about it.
Yeah.
So like, I'd have to rewatch it, and it might would move back up. But I've seen some of these other ones more recently, and
It's better
I
than
know
half
they're-
your list.
I know they're good, so we'll move on. So, my second honorable mention is Gladiator.
I didn't watch this one. I have no idea.
Okay, so it's good.
Yeah.
Everyone it's
loves
pretty
it.
quotable
Yeah.
too. Like,
Are you not entertained? I know that one.
yeah, so. Just it's a good movie. You should definitely probably
It
should
is.
watch it
I
at
do.
some point.
I need to watch it.
And then my last one is A Knight's Tale.
I don't remember. I watched it. I don't remember anything about it.
Like a while ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. To me, this one's kind of like a movie. Like, I'll watch it every so often just for like it's kind of a feel good, like funny.
I can see that. Yeah, yeah.
Kind of feel good movie. It's got funny scenes. I love the dude that's like the lute guy or whatever, like the
yeah.
musician. Why do I struggle with that word so
Bro.
hard? But anyways, he that guy cracks me up, and it's a movie whenever I just want to feel good. Like I'll watch it every so often. Just you know.
Yeah.
And then my number 5, I know Nate is gonna shit on this, but it is a good movie, and I don't care what he says.
It's just not for me, bro.
Number 5, I went with Ford versus Ferrari. This is just like, so it's about the 24 hours at Le Mans, and Ford is entering it for the first time, and the whole gist of it is that like Ferrari dominates the event, and it's about Ford trying to like make a splash and enter the supercar sports like car scene.
It's thrilling.
And I don't know, it's just
a great premise.
It's just so like it's so good, and like the acting is good, and just it's kind of crushing at the end whenever like I think that part like
I did kind of like that part.
Hits like makes it kind of like a little bit good too, is that like at the end like
I was shocked.
He's crushing it. The main like one of the main characters
Christian
is crushing
Bale.
it. Yeah, and he's about to win Le Mans as the first American driver to win Le Mans, and it's in the Ford, and all three Fords are 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yep.
It is 3, right? Okay.
Yep.
So all three Fords are going to be 1, 2, and 3, and he's miles ahead of 2 and 3, but because Ford is about to
greedy little bitches
win
Yep.
and be 1, 2, and 3, they want him to slow up and all cross the finish line at the same time. So they do, and he's like slightly in front of the other ones, and they cross the finish line at the same time. But because he started closer to the finish line than the other guy
so dumb.
that came in second ends up winning because he had a further distance driven.
I love that part.
In 24 hours or whatever, and so just ends up being crushing because that dude was going to be the first American to ever win, and then it just falls away.
My problem with this movie is that it was 2.5 hours of nothing. It was 2 hours of nothing, and then it got to the race finally, and then I still didn't care. I was like, this is dumb.
I don't know.
I just
I don't know that I agree with it.
I'm not a car. Again, I don't like racing. I could not care less about this. Even the Ford versus Ferrari don't care.
The reason I feel like I'm like kind of like I can't be the only one that thinks that this is a good movie is
people
that
like it.
My wife likes it too. So, and like my wife doesn't care nothing about cars or anything like that. So I take that as like I'm not crazy for thinking it's good. I don't really care about cars either, really.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, like I might watch F1, but I don't watch it religiously, and like I don't care that much. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a really good movie.
It's not a bad movie. This was not for me. I did not care about it. Christian Bale was great. I love Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Matt Damon didn't care about. The Ford guy, the annoying. I wanted to punch that dude.
I think it's the whole journey of the dude that's like everybody considers him to be like all about himself and like reckless in Christian Bale's character.
Yeah.
And then at the end he actually
because some douchebag
he
told
actually
him to.
does
Yeah.
he actually doesn't think about just himself, and he goes ahead and slows down, and
how did that work out for him? He should have been a
fucked.
fucking selfish asshole because he was crushing it.
But yeah, so
it's a fine film. It wouldn't be anywhere on my list of anything.
Well, I'm glad you think it's okay at least.
It's okay. I hated it, but it's a good.
I don't know
it's
where
a fine
we're gonna
movie.
go from here then, because you acted like you were gonna crush one of them. So now I'm really confused about what it's gonna be.
No, I'm not gonna crush really any of them because I'm a good person. But
okay,
I
whatever.
respect your likes and dislikes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my number 5. It's another Christian, bro. I'm so bad at names. Christopher Nolan. Shout out Christopher Nolan again.
Hey, it's got the same dude in it.
Same dude.
It's got Matt Damon.
Oh, well, I mean, kind of. Yeah, he is in it.
What do you mean, kind of?
Well,
he
he's not a
literally
main
is
character,
in
bro.
both of the movies. Whatever. Go ahead. Say
Matt
the movie.
Damon. Shut. Did you even watch the movie?
Yes. What? Say the fucking movie.
Interstellar.
Okay. Exactly.
Interstellar.
Matt Damon is a very key part of
He's
that
not
movie.
a main fucking character.
He's not necessary.
He's not in it until
First of all, there's
fucking-
not that many characters, so you can't act like
I know,
it's
but he's
like
not the
a
fucking
crazy
main. He's not
amount.
even in it until the last third of the movie.
I know, but he plays like a super important part in
Douchebag
it.
guy.
Yeah,
He's great at playing a douchebag.
bro. That scene is so okay. Amazing movie.
Yeah,
It is really good. I don't know that it would be in my top 5.
I'm glad you liked it.
But it is a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
It is weird.
So
which is why I
like it's
like it.
normal for a long time, and then it gets really
Bro,
weird.
the end
for,
is
like,
fucking wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The end's like totally like. I mean, it takes you a hard left.
It's a hard left, and that people get turned off by that.
But I didn't mind it.
I loved it. I love that.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all that it went that way. But it's just like honestly, it better have went that way, because if it had ended the way it could have ended, I would have been pissed.
No, it had to do that. It was. Oh, I love it.
But yeah, it is a really good movie, and like I don't know, just that whole scenario on Matt Damon's planet, that is like so, like that whole time is like that is so good.
Yep, so
because the whole
good.
time you're like, I'm sitting in my head thinking like, what is gonna happen?
Yeah,
here? And then like, you slowly find out that like this dude's like selfish and wants off, and it's like might be slightly crazy, and he's gonna take advantage of it. And you're kind of figuring it out right before they figure it out, and it's like, oh fuck, don't go.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking good.
But that is a good scene.
Oh, dude, I love that movie. And then the very end, the time travel-y shit, love that.
The only thing I didn't like about the time traveling, it was just I didn't like just the way the scene looked, really.
Oh, it's weird. I like it, but
I think it kind of hurt my head a little bit. Like too much like weird, like almost like movement, but it wasn't actually movement.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
It's a choice, but it's a great choice for me.
Yeah,
and then the world with the water. Were you stressed out during that? Like the big tidal waves and shit?
Bro,
I was so stressed. I hate that world. I get really nervous every time.
I get so irritated by the thing that irritated me the most about that scene or that world is whenever they're getting back on the ship, why does the dude that's not being carried wait until the person that's being carried gets in the thing? That's what I did not understand. I'm like, if that dude had went ahead and jumped in and the little thing went ahead and rolled in and shut the door, like why was he waiting?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
And he ends up dying because of it. So
R.I.P. that guy.
So yeah.
But yeah, great fucking film.
It is really good.
I think the Prestige may be better than that. I might like it more after I watch it again, but still.
Yeah,
it's a great film.
I definitely am going to have to check that out.
You need to watch Prestige.
You keep talking this movie up, so
it's so fucking good, bro.
It.
Alright, so then my number 4. I'm already annoyed. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Alright, folks.
Here we go with the stupid fucking take. Go for it.
So you know when you're watching a really good movie
I hate you.
And it has the like shittiest worst ending and it just like kind of ruins the movie, but then you're like, but it was so good the whole time, like I'm gonna rock with it. It's a good movie. This movie was the fucking polar opposite.
You're so
this
stupid.
movie was so fucking weird and just outrageous and like so weird. Like, beyond what I'm saying by saying this movie is so weird does not do justice for how fucking weird this movie is.
It is a weird movie.
The entire time. And then at the very end, it has a great ending. But the movie was so fucking trash the entire time leading into that.
Trash? You're calling it trash?
I don't know about... I mean... So here's the thing. If it was not on your top 5, I wouldn't have even gotten to the ending. If it wasn't in your top 5, I wouldn't have gotten to the ending. I would have quit watching it.
Shut up.
I would have quit watching it.
What? Okay, you can have your opinion.
It's so weird. It's just... It's too weird for me. Like, it's so weird. She literally fucking, like, beats the shit out of a security guard with 2 giant dildos out of nowhere.
Isn't that great? It's great.
I mean, it's funny, but, like, you know, kind of. But, it's so... The whole... It's just so weird. She has a giant everything bagel where she literally puts everything on it. Like, claims that she puts everything on it.
Yep. They have long fingers, like... hot dog fingers. They have hot dog fingers. They have the Ratatouille multiverse.
With the Ratatouille or
whatever, dude.
With a raccoon instead of
the movie. I get it might not be for you because you're not like you're too straight edge to like it. No. You like typical Hollywood bullshit movies.
No,
this one of the reasons I love this movie.
So this is a super popular movie that like people talk about. Being good.
It's a great fucking film.
So. Let's not pretend like I'm trashing on a movie.
But you're like
edgy that like nobody likes.
You strike me as like like the Hollywood script, like a Fast and Furious, a Transformers, that bullshit.
No, literally is any of that shit in my list.
I'm honestly shocked it's not. I wouldn't be surprised if your whole top 5 was the first like 5 Fast and Furious movies.
Whatever, you fucking piece of shit.
But so I like this movie because there's so many risks. It really goes out there on a limb and, like, does shit no one else is doing. It does the multiverse right.
And I get, like... So that's the thing. The whole plot of this movie is it's a multiverse movie.
Yeah.
and it's like telling the story of the multiverse, basically.
Yep.
And they do it in a weird way.
A very strange.
And I get, like, you don't want to make it the same as every other multiverse movie, whatever bullshit.
Because most of them are garbage.
But, who was it out there? If you do not like, even, like, slightly like anything that's, like... It's just weird. If you don't like weird stuff, like it's gonna... If you... I'll say this about it, and it's what I told Braden at work. He likes weird movies, and he said he turned this movie off and didn't finish it.
I'm disappointed.
Because of how, like, weird it is. He was like, it was too weird. And he was like, it wasn't for me. But I told him, after I finished, so we talked about it before I finished watching it, and then we talked about it after I finished watching it. And I told him before I finished watching it, I said, I've got like 20 minutes left. I said, unless something crazy happens, this movie's trash. Once I finished watching it, I went back and I said, you should sit down and actually watch and finish it. The ending is really good.
The ending's great. There's really good. There's a lot of meaning behind the movie.
Exactly, and I think that
if you can
is the reason why you like this movie.
If you can pull the meaning out of that movie, which it's not hard.
The ending is the reason why you like this movie, and I don't want you to pretend like it's not.
Luke,
you think hot dog fingers?
Yeah, it's fun,
bro.
Dude, there's so many good parts of that movie. My favorite scene is when they were rocks. Did you like that part?
So weird, man.
Dude, okay, because the movie's so loud, the visuals are crazy, it's wild, shit's happening all the time.
Yeah, and
it hard cuts to the rocks. There's no
I get what you're saying.
No fucking sound.
I get what you're saying by it, but it's just it was too much for me. Like
I get it.
It was too
You're not cool enough to watch it.
It was too wild for me. Like, and like I said, and on it, I told him, I said you should actually sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
He's a movie buff. I'm like, dude, you should sit down and watch it
dude, yeah.
And actually, I'm glad I did watch it, but it just
there we go.
I don't know how
I won you
it's
over.
in your top 5. It's just
dude, that movie hit me like a sack of it shook me. I don't know why. It really the background of my phone is the rock scene. Like,
I'll tell you what, the biggest
I love it.
The biggest takeaway from this movie that I can give anybody. Just drop acid before you watch it, and then it'll all make sense the whole time.
I low-key would. I don't do drugs, but I would. For that movie.
I've never dropped acid, but that's exactly what... I didn't have to drop acid. I watched that movie, and it was basically the same thing.
If you want to watch it, go into it with an open mind. Be ready for a fun journey, and you'll learn... There's a lot of meaning you can take
from the movie. An acid trip, but
it's
anyways.
Good. Yeah, move on, because you're getting on my nerves.
All right, so my number 4 is it's an older movie, and I just watched it for the first time not that long ago, and I
have lots of thoughts.
I love the twists and the turns and who did it, part of it, and it's Basic Instinct.
The horniest movie I've ever watched,
bro. It
is a pornography.
I don't know about pornography, but it
bro.
The only thing I can think of is the one scene where she does her leg situation and shows her cooter to the interrogators.
Yeah, so me and my husband watched it together.
Yeah.
He told me there's an iconic scene coming up. I'm like, oh, okay, like an interrogation. No, it's just a cooter scene. Like, all you see is fucking cooter. I'm like, oh.
But it is apparently super iconic.
Yeah, no, they have sex all the whole thing. They're fucking like rabbits, bro.
Well, yeah, but it's because he's he's crazy. And she's crazy.
Okay, so I did love her. I'm obsessed with that lady.
Yeah, man, she's so
a fucking
crazy.
Bad. I am here for her.
She is so crazy. So I feel like I'm really good at telling where movies are gonna go, and basically being able to guess what's gonna happen.
Sure.
And in fact, my wife gets annoyed. Annoyed by the fact that we'll be watching something and I'll be like, oh, I bet you this is gonna happen, and then it happens. She's like, how in the hell do you fucking know that?
Quinn does that too, and I get really aggravated.
And I'm like, cause it's so fucking predictable. I think what I liked about this movie is that like it actually had me like questioning, because the whole time I'm like, she did it, and she's just mind fucking them. But then like she mind fucked me, and I'm like, oh fuck, that other lady did it.
Yeah, and that
And I was right the whole time because it was her. They don't explicitly say that.
Was it though?
But it was her.
You don't know that.
I do know that because Basic Instinct 2 is apparently a movie, and she does the thing.
Is she in it again?
She does the same thing to somebody
Do you see her cooter?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
But I just looked it up, and apparently she does the same thing to...
Yeah. I don't know. It was
that guy.
It was a fine...
So it's got to be her, but...
It was fine.
But yeah. I don't know. I just recently watched that, and it was just, I don't know. I really thought it was good. So.
I would have liked it more had if I had not watched The Prestige like last week, I would have liked it a lot more. But that twist compared to this twist is not even comparable.
I think also like there's a lot of movies nowadays that do like the mindfuck twist.
Yeah.
To you, and I think this is like a kind of a subtle one.
Yeah.
And before it was a thing that people did.
So Clint said that when it came out, it was a huge deal. Like that twist was mind blowing.
Yeah.
So in its time, it was probably fucking crazy.
I mean, it's kind of like the Darth Vader saying he's Luke's father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's
you lost me in Star Wars, bro. I don't know.
Ah, fuck you. Anyways, number 3, I went with Hacksaw Ridge. This movie is so good.
I did really enjoy this one.
Okay, I was gonna say like this movie is. So
I've always wanted to watch it, so I'm glad you gave me a reason.
It's just kind of like the thought of a pacifist in a wartime.
Yeah,
and he actually sticks to it.
I would not be.
It's just so crazy, and then he goes into like the fucking like the hottest of battles, and stays a pacifist the whole time.
Yeah,
it's so good, man.
And Andrew Garfield crushes. He's so good in this movie.
Yeah. The acting's good, just the cinematography's good.
Dude,
it's good.
My problem, I don't have a problem.
And he just starts bringing the fucking bodies to the edge, and then he's like saving everybody. Dude. He's saving the good guy, or the bad guys, good guys. Like,
it's a true story.
Yeah.
And so I was reading up on it after I watched it. They said they had to dumb down the story so that the viewers would actually believe it. The real life story is even crazier than what the movie did. Like they had to like make the real story more realistic because they wouldn't believe it.
Yeah,
dude, the fighting is so loud. Like the battle scenes.
Yeah, the fact that he like it's like saving everybody basically, and like both sides like.
Yeah, he saved the 2 Japanese people.
Yeah,
dude.
I don't know.
The beginning of the movie is so fucking boring though.
It does. God, it does take a bit to get there.
Slow burn.
It does take a bit to get there, but.
Once you get there, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with... I think you need too much out of your movies. Fuck, man. Well, I take that back because your next one is a clear sign you don't need too much.
This is where I'm going to get real fucking mad.
Go ahead.
Oh, we're done? Okay. Yeah. Well, you should watch Hacksaw Ridge. It's a great film.
It is.
If you like war movies, it's really good. My number 3 is Children of Men. It's a movie I watched earlier this year. I am obsessed with this movie. Luke hates this movie. And I'm shook.
Hates strong.
I cannot believe you don't like it.
Hates strong. So, this one I didn't want to just turn off immediately. But it's just... I don't even know. Like... Go ahead and...
let me talk about it.
Go ahead and say what it's about, and I'll kind of give my feedback on like what it was that just kind of was like whatever to me.
So the reason I love this movie so much, The Last of Us, the video game, is my favorite game, favorite story, favorite pretty much everything.
Yeah.
For me, and Children of Men, I think The Last of Us drew a lot of their inspiration from this movie. It's a very similar setup. The world kind of, this one's not really post-apocalyptic, but the world.
I mean, it kind of is.
Kind of is.
Because
people aren't having babies. Like, there's no babies being born. In this movie, it shows the youngest person alive, and he's like 18 or 19.
Yeah, so he's 18 and 4 months, something days.
Yeah, and he dies, like, right in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And so when he dies, like, people are shook because that was the last, like, youngest person. It's weird. But the premise is a girl gets pregnant, and this random dude has to take her across country, kind of, to find these people that are these unknown group of people that they don't know if it's real or not, to help her have the baby and keep it safe. Because if the government finds out, like, they're taking that baby, they're taking that girl, and who knows what's going to happen to them.
So, I think I'll jump in a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
This is set in the United Kingdom,
Yep.
for anybody that hasn't watched it. And basically, the government in the United Kingdom is no longer allowing immigrants in their country.
Yep, that's a big part of it.
So she is an immigrant, the chick that gets pregnant. So
yeah, I totally forgot about that part.
That's their worry.
Yeah.
So the reason why they're trying to get her to these other people is because they're worried about the government killing her, taking the baby, and pretending like the baby is an English woman's baby.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't watched it in a minute.
So that's the reason that they're trying to make sure they protect this lady that's actually the one that can bear children, because it could be a potential of being super important.
Yeah.
And they're trying to protect her from getting like murdered or whatever, and then them playing it off like it's somebody else's baby.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of their thought process.
I need to watch this movie again. And then also there's a war going on.
It's basically the people that are fighting for immigrants
against the
government, and then the government's basically like a dictatorship sort of situation.
It's a fucking depressing ass world. Like,
yeah,
it's a really depressing movie. The settings, the reason I love this movie so much is because the director, like, the way they shoot the movie and the choices they make, like, all the background stuff, like, the camera doesn't follow the main characters the whole time. It'll shift off of them just to, like, these random background things going on to tell that story. Like, in the background, there'll be people getting shot up by the government, people getting arrested for no reason. Yeah. It'll show newspaper clippings with articles you can read.
Like, they'll let the main actors kind of walk past camera.
Yep.
Like, be walking towards the camera, but walk past camera, and then you can see in the background shit's happening.
Just the way that he can tell that story without words, with just, like, shit happening in the background.
Yeah.
I love that. And, I don't know, man. The way the cinematography is so fucking good, too. The long shot at the end.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, dude. It's fucking wild. Why don't you like this movie, though? Like, what's your deal?
To be honest, I can't. I struggle with knowing exactly what it is that I don't like about it. You come on strong saying I hate it, because I don't hate it. It was borderline. It just was boring. But boring doesn't seem like the right word, but it just seemed like it went nowhere.
I can't.
Real slow, like it went nowhere. Real slow.
How did it go nowhere?
Sitting here talking about it now, I feel like I like it more than what I did in the moment. But just in the moment, I was just kind of like, what is the fucking point of this? Like,
oh my god, that hurts my heart.
And like, I'm the whole time wondering, like, why are they? I don't know. The whole scenario was weird. The dude that ends up being the one that takes her,
Clive Owen, he's a baller.
Is that his name in it?
Mm-hmm. No, that's the actor's name.
Oh, I was like, dude, I don't remember
his name.
Sounds familiar.
I have no idea.
But anyways, he was married to the leader of the resistance group at one point, and they had a kid together.
Julianne Moore.
And that's kind of how he ends up. They're divorced at this point, but that's how he kind of ends up being the one that's taking her.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like nobody. He's an English citizen that's like, he's a nobody. He's kind of a drunk, and and he's a drunk because he literally had his kid died. That's the reason why he's why they got a divorce and stuff. So I don't know. I just wanted more, I guess, from it.
No, I got everything I need from that in the movie. I got out of it.
So this is why I say that I was like, I guess I take back you needing too much out of your movie, is because I needed more out of this. I need it to be more crazy. I think it was too.
But it was crazy. Like,
yeah, but
the opening scene,
not in the way that.
Dude, this movie shook me. Like, right from the jump, it's a super chill moment, and all of a sudden shit hits the fan, like, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It has a lot of moments like that. My only problem with this fucking movie, you put Julianne Moore in a film, and you kill her in the first fucking 20 minutes, fuck you. That's my girl, she fucking died instantly.
Bro,
what the hell?
That was a really good scene, though.
I
was like, what the fuck when that
I
happened.
wanted to turn it off, because, like, that's my favorite. I love her.
But literally, she gets, like, shot straight in the neck.
Okay, we can move on. Last thing I'll say, the last 20 minutes of this film is fucking perfection. There's a long shot, there's an iconic scene. I love the ending. It's a great movie. If you like dark and depressing shit, I highly recommend it. If you're a cinematography nerd, I highly recommend it. The way they direct it and shoot it's fucking great. But anyway, that was my number 3.
I think my problem with it, one last thing, I think my problem with it is that you have it at number 3 of your all-time favorite movies. I think that's the part that made me not like it as much, is that I'm like, how in the hell did this end up in a top 3 of somebody's movies?
Because it inspired one of my favorite things of all time. One of my favorite stories. And
You're guessing it inspired.
No, they straight up steal things from it.
Okay.
It's wild.
I've never played the game, so I don't know.
We need to watch the show too, but it's still going, so you won't watch it.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, my number 2 is a more, worthy list for you, I imagine.
Yeah,
it's a classic film. It's a basic answer. It's Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
The OG.
So good. And, like, the dinosaurs in it.
Hold up.
Yes, they're better than some of the shit you get now.
Because it ain't CGI, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's just...
That movie is one of the... I love that movie, man.
It is really good.
I still get hyped every time I watch it.
And the freaking cup of water that...
Yep.
Shakes when the...
Dude.
When they're...
When they're in the fucking kitchen and those little velociraptors are climbing around with their little talons and shit.
It is so good.
I get stressed out during that one.
Good.
I love that movie's great.
All 3 of the Jurassic Park movies are good. Jurassic World gets a little...
Yeah. The new ones are dumb.
The Lost World is the worst one of the 3, but...
Which one's that one?
Still holds up a little bit. It's the one that begins with the chick on the beach, the little girl on the beach.
No, I like that one. That's the second one, right?
Yeah.
The third one's the fucking worst one.
What?
I hate the third. I don't. Well, no,
I
do
watch.
Actually, I do hate the third one.
I wouldn't watch the third one in theaters.
That one's trash, dude.
Bro, you're just wrong. But okay.
Anyway, the OG's great. That's a fucking.
Have you read the book?
Yeah, the book's good too.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little different.
It's a little different, but like
pretty much the same.
Kind of the same, and then it's just obviously again so much more detail.
Yeah.
That's the thing that makes it so much different. It's just got a lot of part. Like, I guess I shouldn't say it's a little different. It's a lot of different, and like is really good.
Hold on, I forgot one of my favorite actresses' names. Laura Dern, fucking great in that movie.
I don't know who
she's the Bond girl.
The scientist,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I got you.
I'm obsessed with her. And she's great in that movie. And then the fucking sniper guy with the short shorts, I was into him too. That was great.
Yeah,
he was cool.
And then that dude.
Oh, I fucking hate that dude.
Yeah.
Every time I see him in a movie.
But you're supposed to.
He does a great job.
You're supposed to.
When that dinosaur fucking kills him.
Sprayed in the eyes.
I'm like, yeah, go dinosaur.
Yeah.
Fucking kill that motherfucker.
Yeah, that is a good
piece of shit.
That's a freaking good movie.
But yeah, that's my number 2.
All right. My number 2 is The Revenant.
I love this movie. It's great.
Yes, good.
Fantastic film.
I'm glad you said that.
And he finally got his Oscar for this one.
Yes. And it's just so good.
It is good.
And it's a little long, but it's so good. From what I remember, it's
I haven't watched it since it came out, but yeah, it was long.
Yeah. And just, I don't know. It's just good.
And you put Tom Hardy in a movie, I'm here for it. I love Tom Hardy. That dude's great. And
that's really kind of all I got to say about it.
Hey, another true story.
It's just good, man.
Yep, it's a good film.
And it's one of those, it balances like slow pacing with some action, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I think deserved number 2.
I'm not mad at it. I'm here for it.
And then
it's better than your number one, I'll tell you that.
My number one, and
I can't believe this was dumb.
I think the more I watch it, the less I'm in love with it.
That's good.
But just the first time I watched it, and that's just solely what I'm going to base it off of, is like the first time I watched it, I was like, it was so good. And because it's one of those movies where like once you've watched it one time, it's not going to hold up.
No.
Because like you know what's going to happen. And I think that's the part like that I love the most about it.
I get that.
It's P.S. I Love You. So if you don't know what this movie is, it's literally a dude and his wife. It starts out they're in love. You see all like their like love story, and then he gets sick.
Yep. Bring your tissues.
And then he dies.
It's fucking awful.
And then suddenly she's having a hard time moving on and like all that stuff, and then suddenly she gets a letter from him.
Yep.
And then it's just this journey of him from the grave trying to help, like, basically get her to move on.
Yeah.
And so it's just her getting to the point where she moves on.
Ringer to is. I cried
the first time I watched this.
Oh my
god,
dude.
it's so good.
I love a cry tearjerker, but like,
bro, it's
this one
so
hurt.
good.
That one hurt me.
Yeah,
I think I was in high school.
So good. If you haven't watched it, I'm jealous of you because you get to watch it for the first time.
Yeah, the first time you watch it, it is very good.
Watch it, it's just so good. But there's like a lot of stuff that like happens in it that you, after you've seen it the first time, like there's no like surprises or shocks or anything.
I don't remember anything about it except that it was sad.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not gonna watch it again because it was very sad. It hurt me to watch.
Yeah.
And Gerard Butler's in it.
I love love stories. I love sad movies. Like I cried so much in this movie, and it's just so good.
I think The Notebook is better, but that's besides the point.
The Notebook is better in but it's It's so totally different. Because this is not. It's a love story, but it's not a story of love happening. It's love's already happened, and it's like an expression of like how much their love.
So is The Notebook.
Kind of, but like it's the most of the Notebook story is that like showing them falling in love and finding their way back to each other.
Part of it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not the same thing as this freaking movie.
It's better though.
Whatever. Anyways, we'll move on to yours.
You made a poor choice. And then, so Ryan Gosling's in The Notebook.
Oh,
also my number one movie. My number one, it's La La Land. It's a basic fucking choice. I love this movie though.
Basic choice.
Do you like it? How do you feel?
Absolutely not.
You don't like all?
So here is the list of movies I like the least that are Nate's favorite movies. La La Land, number one least liked movie on his list. I like this movie less than I like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Why?
La La Land is garbage.
You're so trash.
And they put it on a film roll.
You're a basic straight white man. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, it is so... You keep saying this. And I'm just going to keep referencing. Maybe it's just because my wife, maybe she's just not the normal woman, I guess, maybe, or something. But when I told her that your favorite movie on this list was La La Land, she was like, that movie was a turd.
Jenna, what is going on?
I don't know if turd was her word, but
Cancel
that's the
Jenna
word I'm
again.
using.
Jenna, my
She
heart.
said that was the most boring movie I've ever seen in my life.
Boring? What? No. There's fucking dance numbers. There's musical
awful.
numbers. There's some
so
fucking
awful.
jazz. Ryan Gosling
I
crushes.
honestly don't even really remember it that much, but I remember watching it and thinking it was awful.
Did you like the love story?
I don't remember it that much.
Oh my god, the ending is so
just
fucking
so
brutal.
awful.
Dude,
Go ahead and explain the movie.
La La Land, okay.
Because maybe that'll help refresh my mind. I just remember it being really fucking awful.
Ryan Gosling, he's a jazz musician. He loves fucking jazz. He wants to bring jazz back to the mainstream.
Yeah,
he wants to open his own club.
Yeah.
Emma Stone's a wannabe actress. She's aspiring, not finding work. They meet each other. They, fall in love, all that shit. She, towards the end, like, as they're growing into the successes of musician and art as an actor, they grow, but they kind of grow apart from each other. Like, they use each other to grow as people, but their relationship kind of falls apart as they're getting better at what they do. At the very end, there's like a what if scene, because they see each, like, he opens his club, which is like his whole goal. She happens to pop in there with her her husband, and like they lock eyes. It goes to this fucking not a flashback, but a what if scene of what would happen if they like didn't grow apart. It shows their love story like come to fruition, and it's so great because you're like, oh my god, that's actually happening, and then it snaps you back to reality, and they leave, and like that love story didn't work out. It's fucking heart-wrenching. It like rips my soul every time I fucking watch it. Say your wrong opinion. Go ahead.
I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of musicals. I like musicals fine.
Yeah.
And I like a few musicals like that I think are really, really good.
Yeah.
This ain't it. It's
not a musical. I wouldn't even. There's musical elements to it. Sure.
Musical. They have dance scenes and it's a fucking.
They don't sing and they don't talk in song though. Like a typical. You can't label it as a musical because that's not what it is. But go ahead.
Okay, whatever. Fine then. We won't label it as a musical. We'll label it as boring as fuck.
Dude,
is what we'll label it as.
No, it's a great fucking film. There's the set pieces are fantastic. It's so good. And this is another movie that takes a lot of risks that I really, really enjoy. I'm so annoyed you don't like this movie, bro.
I literally...
I knew you wouldn't love it, but, like... It's not boring.
It's... After, like... seeing your list, I'm really worried that I'm going to hate The Prestige. Because, like... there's a few things in your list that I think are, like, really good and really solid. But there's, like, a lot that, like... I think maybe you just got to... really way different taste in movies than I do. Like,
yeah, I like good movies, and you like fucking trash ones.
That I'm not gonna say your movies are horrible. Like, I mean, they're clearly not, because La La Land was a super big movie.
Yep.
Like super like big time movie,
yep.
And so was Everything Everywhere All at Once. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And I mean, La La Land to me was boring, and it was, I don't know. I get what you're saying. In theory, I like the thought of what you describe, but it's.
I didn't even describe it well. I guess it's a lot better than that.
I don't know. It just, to me, it was boring.
I think one reason I like it, like Emma Stone's character wants to be an actress or whatever. I love like the aspiring actress story arc. Like I love like she's hustling, trying to get jobs, and she finally fucking lands something.
Yeah.
Something about that Hollywood, like the old Hollywood feel type thing. I really like.
I think that is why it became such like a big deal.
Yeah.
Is the old Hollywood.
Yeah, because it is kind of like a love letter to like Hollywood or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
I get it.
I think what it turns out is we have very different tastes in movies.
Yep.
Like very different tastes in movies. Like I said, and like, I don't know. Like you have some that are like what I consider like.
I like two of yours.
Solid movies, but like.
I like three of yours, including honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean I like several of yours. But
there's also some that I will never ever watch again. Like not a chance.
Oh yeah, there's like pretty much I don't know. But
don't be scared of The Prestige. You'll like that one.
La La Land is
a great film.
I can't imagine in any universe that's somebody's favorite movie of all time.
One of my buddies it's also his favorite movie. It's not like, and he's a straight white man like you.
I don't get it.
Dude, I
almost feel like I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I'm like,
you should.
Maybe
do it. You'll like it.
I feel like I even own it because I think I bought it thinking I would like it.
You were hyped,
and I didn't.
Watch it again.
But I could be wrong. I might not have. But I do that every so often. I just buy movies sometimes without even any inclination of whether I'm gonna actually know.
Yeah.
Like I might even not even know what it's about.
My list is way better. I have a superior list.
All right. Well, we're gonna let people vote on that for sure.
Yeah, we're doing a poll this week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a poll on this because
just the top 5.
I hope that people, if you vote in this, I hope that you've at least watched a few of these. Because what I would hate to happen
just go off vibes, bro. Go off.
What I would
vibes.
hate to happen though is like for somebody to vote for, say they vote for mine, but it's because they liked, I don't know, Basic Instinct. Well, that's a bad example.
Literally, no one's gonna do that.
No, that's a bad example. I'm more like Hacksaw Ridge because you like it too.
Yeah, sure.
I would rather it be voted on based on like Everything Everywhere All at Once versus, you know what I'm saying? Like
he's trying to control the vote.
I'm not trying to
vote how you feel. Whatever you think is better, that's how you vote.
It's just that like
don't
like if somebody was to look at your list and they were like, "Oh, Jurassic Park's awesome," like that is not an example.
That makes my list better. Yes, it does.
Yeah, but it's not an example of
did it make
collective.
Your list? Did it make your list?
What fucking whatever.
So anyway, let me read my top 5, and then you can read yours.
Vote however you guys want,
okay. But my list, vote for it. Number 1, La La Land. Number 2, Jurassic Park. Number 3, Children of Men. Number 4, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And number 5, Interstellar.
And then my list is number 1 is P.S. I Love You. Number 2, The Revenant. Number 3, Hacksaw Ridge. Number 4, Basic Instinct. Number 5, Ford versus Ferrari.
I'm winning, no doubt.
I doubt it.
No fucking doubt.
I doubt it. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of some shout outs to some people that have left comments and such.
Yeah, please leave some comments. We're here for it.
So we've really been enjoying seeing some comments and stuff. So I'm going to start off by giving a shout out to John Bell.
John Bell is my dude. I don't even know him.
John Bell has commented like on, I think just on Facebook, right?
And TikTok.
Oh yeah, I did see that too.
Yeah, I meant to show you.
Yeah, I did see that. So he hasn't actually commented on like Spotify or anything, but I don't know how he consumes his podcast, so that might be why.
Yeah.
But he did text my wife because
I was so
that's
hyped.
how I know John. He texted my wife and he said after our first episode and said, "For the record, your husband is funny as shit. If I didn't know him, I would also think that he is a homophobe. The podcast is good."
Shout out John, man. I was so hyped when I read that.
I was hyped too, from the simple fact that he said, if I didn't know him, I would think. So, I'm not a homophobe. I just thought it would be funny to say that about Nate.
Sure. Anyway.
As like a burn, like a haha joke.
Something a homophobe would
do. As a comedian would do. Make a joke.
It was a risk.
I mean, maybe it was a risk, but I didn't legitimately mean it. I just... It seemed like a funny thing to say.
So you think homophobia is funny?
No. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're gonna keep trying to make this be a thing.
Cancel Luke and cancel Jenna.
It's not gonna be a thing. It's not gonna be a thing. Okay. And then I'm gonna throw it over to Nate because he's got a few that he's gonna read out from Spotify, I believe.
So we had some comments from our last episode about our top 5 favorite book series. The first one's from Rachel. She said, "You're missing out on Throne of Glass. Found this a few years ago and loved it. Also, I disagree. J.K. Rowling's a great writer. Even Stephen King said so." So Throne of Glass has been on my radar. I would like to read that at some point. So Shout out Rachel. Appreciate you saying that. But
that is my sister, and she's just wrong about the J.K. Rowling being a good writer.
I don't agree with you there. She is not a great writer.
I don't think she's bad.
She's not bad.
I think maybe that might be what Stephen King is saying is the same thing I would say, is that she's not bad. It's just that she's not.
I wouldn't call her great, though.
Yeah. I think that's the key thing here. She's just not great.
Yeah. And then we have another one from Victoria, and this one made me laugh. She said, Luke is correct. Half-Blood Prince is the best Harry Potter movie. What about the OG fantasy series, Chronicles of Narnia?
You actually mentioned that.
Yeah, I like Chronicles of Narnia. That almost made my list, but it didn't, so my bad, Victoria. She also said, y'all stress me out so much not knowing actors or movies. I'm yelling at my phone. Victoria, if you listen to this episode, I'm so sorry.
And also, strap in, because that's probably going to always be the case. I am horrible with names.
Bro.
And I'm going to have moments where I'm just going to be snapping my fingers trying to think of what I'm trying to say.
Listen.
And what the person's name is. And I'm going to have to ask Nate. And I'm going to have to pray that Nate knows the answer.
And I don't know a lot of things, so good luck to you. We never claimed to be good at anything, so...
Yeah,
sorry.
We're definitely not good at names of people.
No. So that was our comments on Spotify. If you leave a comment on this episode, we might shout you out in the next one too, so feel free to do that.
Yes.
Also, we got a review on Apple Podcasts from Lataris. She said, y'all are some damn fools. Shows a 10 out of 10, so thanks, Lataris. You're a damn fool as well.
And guys, if y'all will comment on this episode, let us know what you think. Give us some movies maybe that we didn't mention that you think are worth mentioning that maybe were in your top 5.
Yeah.
We might even throw that out next week, like, oh, hey, we've actually seen that movie. It's good, or wow, don't ever suggest another movie to us because that was garbage.
Yeah,
But either way, just leave us a comment on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever, Facebook if you're friends with us, or TikTok if Nate posts anything good.
Yeah.
Just let us know what's up, and then you can email us at unimportantviewpoint@gmail.com, and TikTok is unimportantviewpoint on there as well. Yep. Don't forget to vote in the poll.
Yeah.
Let us know. Oh, by the way, let me look at the poll from the past episode. I think Oppenheimer, seems like more people are Team Oppenheimer, but it's not by very much.
Yeah, it was. Wow.
Yeah. So we've only had 7 votes. There's still 2 days left. So it could change by the time it, ends. But there's only 7 votes, but it's actually getting closer than I thought. It's 4-3 Oppenheimer to Barbie. Barbie was leading for a while there. I think it was like 3-2 for a long time.
I want to change my vote, but I can't. Because they released it. Ken sings a song in the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
And it has me fucking hyped.
Yeah.
It's so good. I'm Team Barbie, I think.
Oh, and also one last shout out. I want to shout out Corey from work. He told me tonight before we left, he's already listened to some of but he's gonna play catch up on our podcast.
Thanks, Corey.
Episodes when they're going on vacation next week. So
shout out Corey.
Yep, shout out to him.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Yeah,
and if you could continue to let other people know about the podcast if you're enjoying it, and just like I said, we really enjoy watching the numbers go up and up and up.
Yeah, dude, I'm obsessed.
And our first episode, what I consider our first episode, it's the Team Taylor versus Team Kelly.
Yep.
That thing's still going up.
Fucking,
and it's kind of cool to see.
It's
that,
weird. An
episode that it's way past is still getting some hits. And also, Nate made a YouTube.
I did
channel for the podcast as well. So if you're like somebody that has been watching on Spotify or listening on Spotify or listening on Apple Podcasts, but that's not actually how you would prefer to consume your podcast, and you'd rather be on YouTube because that's what you're more comfortable with or whatever,
we're there.
We're there as well.
Unimportant Viewpoint.
So.
We're also on Amazon if you're a weirdo that uses Amazon.
I have Amazon, but I don't use it.
I don't know. People that use Amazon Music are fucking psychopaths.
I use Amazon Music to just listen to music, but
I don't why.
I've never attempted to use it for a podcast.
The worst option. Anyway, that's a whole nother episode.
But anyways, so that is it. That was a lot of information at the end, but we're just trying to grow and trying to reach more people and trying to get some feedback from you guys and get some like community talking about some of the topics we have discussed.
It's fun
because we like discussing some of the stuff that you guys talked about too, so it kind of inspires us for things we can come up with and stuff like that.
Help us out. We appreciate it.
Alrighty, we'll see you next week after being rested and relaxed.
Well, dude, next week's gonna be lit.
Yes,
we don't have a topic yet, but I won't be tired from work. It's gonna be great.
Yep. So we appreciate it, guys, and thank you for listening. This is Luke and Nate with Unimportant Viewpoint.
Bye.
Bye.